Namaste, everybody, and welcome to our In Conversation with our Community Leaders segment. It's, of course, 72nd Republic Day celebration. They are continuing. There's so much programming that I hope you've enjoyed so far, and there's so much more to come. But I'm now very excited to introduce you to yet another phenomenal community leader who truly gives back. And we're very, very appreciative of Panorama India to have his support and his organization's support. So please help me in welcoming Raza Hassan, who's the Chief Risk Officer for Wealth and Personal Banking for HSBC Canada. Welcome, Raza.
Thank you, Smita. Thank you.
So Raza, today is the 72nd Republic Day celebration. It's been quite a busy day. We've had an amazing opening ceremony. We've had some really great segments. But the key to why we do these segments and why we speak with the community leaders such as yourself, for Panorama India, we are a nonprofit organization. We do all of our events for free, and we can only do them because we have support of organizations such as HSBC Bank and, of course, yourself, who support Panorama India and all the initiatives that we do. Today, I want to talk a little bit about you because I know you are doing a lot of things, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with everyone. Before we get into that, I want to tell you all a little bit about Raza, just so you get a background about him. So prior to HSBC, Raza has held senior leadership positions in wealth management, retail, small business, commercial, private banking with a number of financial services organizations. Raza has been actively involved in volunteering over his professional life. Currently, he is a member of Financial Services Research Initiative of C.D. Howe Institute and a board member of the Oakville Hospital Foundation. He is the past recipient of Canada's Sesquicentennial 2017 and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Jubilee Award 2012. In 2020, Raza was recognized on the Empower 100 Ethnic Minority Executives list for his work on diversity and inclusion. Raza holds a CA CPA Ontario, a Chartered Accountant England and Wales, and an ICD designation with the Institute of Corporate Directors. Wow. I mean, that is fantastic. Welcome, Raza.
Thank you. That's being too generous.
So, of course, Raza, as we said, today is 72nd Republic Day. So I thought the most suited question to begin with is to ask you, what does Republic Day mean to you?
Now, you know what? Again, namaste to everyone and happy Republic Day to everyone. You know, I would go back to two things. One, more from a personal perspective. As a child, I grew up in many, many different countries. And my father was a banker. And as a senior banker, he got invited by most of the embassies on their important days. And one of the things that I always remember about the Republic Day, that unlike many other countries which were inviting you, in the Republic Day, it was not only him, but the family. So we all got to go to the house of the ambassador or the high commissioner or at the embassy. And they were not only adults, but also the kids. And the food was amazing. And the whole interaction you had with your friends, of similar age was great. And I would never forget that growing up. And more on a professional, when we go back and look at Republic Day,
yes,
and go back to 1950 when the Constitution came in, one of the things that you really, have to admire and see how the Constitution was built around equality, diversity, and making sure that everybody's voices counted. And I think that's something that we can learn a lot from even today.
Yes. And we actually, I think this year more than ever, I think that statement holds true. I think it's been a year of reflection. There's so many changes we're seeing. We're seeing an entire society's changing, the way we think. So you're very true. Raza, for Panorama India, we're tied to so many new immigrants, new arrivals to Canada, because what happens a lot of times when people come from India, because we celebrate Republic Day in India, they become tied to us. I know the new immigrant, the newcomer experience has a special place in your heart. I'd love for you to share a little bit about what that means to you and why this is such an important, part of something that means something to you.
Yeah, no, as you know, we live in such a wonderful country called Canada, and And for Canada's own future and growth, we need immigrants. There are not that many, newborns here. So to continue going, we need immigrants, and the government has been emphasizing on that.
Yes.
And I came here as an immigrant, 25 years ago. And when I came in here, I was helped by someone. He was an individual who worked with me in London. He was from India. And I still remember I asked him, "Where are you going?" He said, "Hey, Canada." And if you're coming to Canada, he shared with me how he applied, how the immigration, process he went through. And when I applied and I got my immigration, he was the first person that when I came to Canada, that I lived with until I got my own apartment. And that help was tremendous. And if he hadn't helped me, I don't believe I would have been able to integrate as quickly. And I think we all owe it to others. A lot of us have come here and become very successful. And it's important that if our country, Canada, needs immigrant, we need to see how we can make sure that that immigrant experience is a very good one. And for me personally, I owe it to Canada. I owe it to the people that have helped me. And that motivates you to make sure that you are helping people. It is difficult, but coming to a new country is a very, very difficult decision.
Yes.
It's come and integrating, whether you're thinking about job, money, profession. So whatever we all can do to make sure that we are helping new immigrants, it's critical, not only for personal satisfaction, but also for making sure that Canada continues to be a very good place for the new arrivals.
And I think, as you say this, and I'm glad. It's funny, even with us, a lot of our volunteers that support us in Panorama, some have arrived just this year, and they reach out because they feel, for us at Panorama, why we bring all the volunteers is it's like a community, right? It becomes an attachment for them. They feel like they're tied to India, and everybody helps each other. And so I'm glad what you're saying. I know banking is something that affects a lot of new immigrants. When they come in, just being able to land and be able to have access, can I set up an account? Am I okay to do that? From an HSBC point of view, I know that there's a lot of things you guys are doing to help settle new immigrants or newcomers into Canada. Would you be able to share some of those things that HSBC is doing?
Yeah, you know what? That's a good thing. I mean, we are doing many things. Not only so, as you know, as a global bank, we have offshore centers in many countries, and India is one of them, where we have got quite a substantial number of not only our branches, but also number of employees that are supporting other countries. And personally, I have a team in India that supports me here in Canada. And then many of the time, a lot of them are saying, "Hey, if we are coming to Canada, how can we do that?" And HSBC is an employer that really helps immigrants to come from other countries. And there are a lot of people coming from our offshore centers and coming and getting jobs here in Canada with us. So we do a lot for our employees to make sure that they have a very successful integration. And secondly, more importantly, in terms of our clients, we as a bank really understand global banking. There's no other Canadian bank that has as many offices. There's no Canadian bank that has as many offices globally as we have. And there's no international bank in Canada that has as many local branches as we have. So for us, we both understand Canada and we understand global, and we have products that really meet the needs of immigrants that are coming here. So we have a newcomer offer where you can get up to $1,000 if you apply for a number of products, and obviously conditions apply. But we have a lot of people who come from overseas. What do they look for? One, is a credit card. They want to open a checking account, and we have a very easy way that you can open an account either from India. When you are in India, you can apply for the checking account, or you can get it when you arrive here. Um, a credit card, that's a must for people that come here to build a credit history. And we have a credit card that you can get a limit of up to $5,000. Again, conditions apply. I still remember coming to Canada and applying with another bank than HSBC and getting a $500 limit. So one of the things we understand is a limit is important. So you can get up to $5,000. And then a mortgage. For a lot of the immigrants that come in, the dream of home ownership and making sure that they can get something that they can call their own home.
Yes.
We have lots of products that really cater for new immigrants to make sure that we are taking into account the fact that they may have a down payment and they haven't yet found their perfect job and they are still settling through. So there are a number of products that we offer. And I would really ask the people that are watching to connect with our advisors, either through online or go to our branches that are here and have that discussion.
Well, actually, one good thing is today, as Republic Day celebrations are going on, we're running a virtual vendor fair online. And HSBC is online. We have a booth online, and you guys have actually people that someone can chat with live. So I'm glad you actually mentioned that. So that's just a reminder to everybody that once you finish the interview, if you do want to speak to somebody, you can actually go to the website and chat with somebody now, right now from HSBC. It's really interesting, some of the things you said in terms of offers and what you do. You know, it's funny that you said you guys offer a credit card of up to $5,000. The fact that you recognize you need that much. I mean, small business credit cards, when you open a small business account, is probably sometimes the limits are less. So that's a really great thing for new immigrants. And I know for us, a lot of people that watch us, you know, send even money back home. So the fact that you have branches and so many, I'm sure it means a lot to people. How long have you been with HSBC, just out of curiosity?
So I've been with the bank about 3.5 years.
Oh, fantastic. And what is something that makes you very proud to be with HSBC? Besides all the great things, by the way, you just shared.
You know, it's a bank that really values diversity. If you look at our employees, you would see not only gender diversity, but you will also see all sorts of other diversity, whether that's ethnic or race or others, LGBT, and the bank really values making sure that we have people from different backgrounds that are providing input. And that's why when we look at our products, you will see when you're banking with us that people have taken that international mindset. And one of the things that you mentioned, you know, I have a account with HSBC in 2 other countries, and it's so easy. You know, you can open an account in India with us, you can open an account in Canada with us, and you can just move your money in and out of your account within seconds. And that kind of flexibility is very hard to find. And again, as an organization, I feel so proud as an immigrant, as somebody that thinks global, that you're with an organization that has that global thinking and it applies it locally for people that are in different parts of the world.
Well, you know, I do want to recognize you, as we've been talking about diversity and inclusion. I want to recognize you for being on the list of Empower 100 Ethnic Minority Executives list. And I want to recognize you for all the work that you're doing for diversity and inclusion. I'm aware of it, but I would love if you can share a little bit about that with, everyone watching. Because for us with Panorama India, you know, one thing that's really important is we represent all of India. You know, we are proud to say we represent all the cultures, backgrounds. Diversity and inclusion is a very big mandate for us as well. In fact, this year we took it to the next level. So everything that we do, we proudly have multilingual. We proudly make sure that every state is represented everywhere possible, including the smaller states that get overlooked. But, you know, and then on top of that, being Canadian. So it's such a wonderful mosaic for us. We're fortunate, I think, all of us, that we get to celebrate such days in a country like this. They want you to celebrate Republic Day from where you are. So I'd love if you can share a little bit about your thoughts on diversity and inclusion and some of the things that you're doing.
Yeah, I think again, you mentioned the award, and a lot of your viewers have got even much better award. And I think, I think what you want to do is to always make sure that you are helping others, and awards are just, they sometimes make you now even work harder because you feel that maybe, what, you deserve that, you need to even do more. And in terms of, looking at diversity, I personally spend a lot of time on mentoring new immigrants. And for me, I get a lot of joy out of it. It can be frustrating sometimes too, because you can't help everybody, because a lot of people, they are looking for, how can I get a job? And it has been a very difficult year this year to, you know, get help people to get a job. But I guess what you can do is to help people to say, how can they make sure that they are looking at their experiences, making sure that they're adopting themselves for the Canadian experience. So what courses can they do? Where should they be applying? And how can they settle in Canada as quickly and as practically as they can? So again, that's that's an area that I personally spend a lot of time. And then being just on the board of Oakville Hospital, one of our big focus has been to diversify the donor sources to make sure, traditionally when a lot of us come from other parts of the world, we are still thinking about back home, which is very important. But one of the other things is to make sure that we as a community are giving back to Canada. And so I do spend a lot of time helping to see how we can make our donor base more broader. So our immigrants are also donating back to the hospital. And we, as a community, we do such good job. I mean, you look at the Diwali galas that we do, the Holi galas that we do, the Eid, and all the things that we do as a community to make sure that, yes, we are, either South Asian, Indians, but we are also Canadian. And I think that's an important thing to make sure that we are, and it's such a refreshing thing that people can be part of both worlds and contribute back to Canada and be Indians.
And Reza, I appreciate, your insight today and a lot of what you've shared. I know there's a lot of people watching today, and I hope, especially the newcomer experience and kind of how to settle here. I think hopefully that's valuable to a lot of them. I think during pandemic time as well, I know there's a lot of people who are almost looking at career changes. Now they're trying to figure out, what do I do next? And, where do I go next? Do you have any advice or thoughts for people that are, I think, sectors are going to change. Industries are changing. So what advice do you have for somebody who's thinking, what do I do next? Or, how do I evolve?
I think one of the advice is also, especially even the people that are in India and they want to come here, is make sure that you do a lot of planning upfront and think about, what are you doing in India and what is it? What are the relevant, professional bodies or other associations, and try to connect with them before even you come here, and make sure you do a lot of planning upfront. Connect with, there are many other, there are many organizations that are helping you. HSBC has a relationship with a few, like Moving to Canada and others. Go there, look at, and there are others, and do your homework. And once you are here, you are absolutely right. One advice I would have is always make sure that you are staying relevant, enhancing your professional qualifications, because the world is getting very competitive, and we are not only competing within Canada but outside of Canada. So make sure that when you are here, uh, keep on upgrading your skills, and that will make sure that no matter which industry you are in, that there will be always ups and downs, but you will always remain relevant. I think that's what would be my advice.
Well, Reza, I want to thank you for being here today. Of course, on behalf of Panorama India, thank you for being a gold sponsor to HSBC Bank Canada. It's so much appreciated. I want to remind everybody that you can speak to somebody at HSBC now if you'd like to. A lot of the things that Reza has shared, they are available online in our virtual vendor fair that's happening as we speak. So please do visit their booth. And of course, Reza, in closing, if on this very special day of 72nd Republic Day, digital and virtual Republic Day, is there any parting thoughts you have for everyone?
No, again, I would say Happy Republic Day. Really, wish you all a great celebration. I know Panorama India has done a great job of organizing events for such a long time. I know this is a different year where we are doing it all virtually rather being out there and hugging each other and shaking hands. But enjoy. I mean, I think this will be, we are all now seeing light at the end of the tunnel, so we just need to make sure we are all staying focused and being socially distanced, doing our part, because as a community we need to also make sure we are doing our part in contributing to society, acting in the right way, and let's enjoy virtually. And I hope to see you all in person next year.
Thank you so much, Reza. And this was In Conversation with our Community Leader segment. I would like to thank Reza and, of course, HSBC Bank Canada for being here today and, of course, being part of Panorama India and your continued support. And to everybody at home, continue watching. There's so much more to come. And we have a huge headliner performance coming later today. So stay tuned. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Namaste.